Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Flying Fluffy Hockey live review, your preview of the Stanley Cup Finals between the Florida Panthers and Edmonton Oilers. So, how's everybody doing? I'm just as surprised as you are, but I suppose it's a good idea to start talking about the Stanley Cup Finals, previewing them, and finding out what the attitude of the players is, the mindset. So let me take a look at Twitter to see what we've got. So there are plenty of quotes going around. Hey, I see how you doing. There are plenty of quotes going around from the players. Luigi says you haven't watched anything on the finals yet. You're trying to clear your mind before you get nervous and the puck's not even dropped. Well, I'm waiting for Urinating Tree's Haters Guide to the Stanley Cup Finals. Also, reportedly, he made a Congrats Rangers video, but it was pulled after less than an hour. Hello, Hungry. Hello, Kenneth. Your favorite quote is the Oilers coach insulting the Bills. Was Chris Knobloch seriously trying to compare the Panthers to the 90s Bills, or is that just his quote taken out of context? So Jameson Olive provided the following quotes over the past few days. Kachuk on trying to slow down McDavid and Draisaitl. It's a group effort, never one person. We've got a really good defensive team here. I think that just speaks to how 20 guys have bought into it. It's got to be group. We've got guys that can skate. Lundell on facing the Oilers. We all know how good they are. They have some really top guys, superstars there. We just need to be aware of them. Same way as we had to be aware of top guys in the earlier series. We're just trying to get ourselves ready. So yesterday, these were the practice lines. These were the Panthers in practice on June 5th. For Hagee, Barkov, Reinhart, Kachuk, Bennett, Rodriguez, Luosterainen, Lundell, Tarasenko, Lomberg, Stenlund, Okposo, Gadjevich, Lorentz, Cousins, Forsing, Ekblad, Mikla, Montour, OEL, Kulikov, Uvis, Mahura, Toby, Bob, Stolars, Knight. Lorentz and Lomberg were rotating, so Lorentz and Lomberg were taking turns between the fourth and the fifth line. Ekblad on preparing for Edmonton. We're both going to be watching video. They'll know exactly what we've got going on, and we'll know exactly what they've got going on. They're dynamic. Their skill is incredible. Obviously, it's going to be an interesting series. And that's pretty much it as far as Jameson Olive is posted. Hello, Dietrich. Hello, Guido. Guido says Oilers fans think the Panthers are easy. They're going to find out. Boston pizza ads are showing popular Canadian mascots standing together for the Oilers. I think some of the Canadian fans might object to that. Everyone cover McDavid. No one-on-one matchups. Got it. Well, look, the Panthers have successfully neutralized the top line pretty much, with the exception of maybe one or two games against Boston. The Panthers have successfully neutralized the top line of every opponent we've had so far these playoffs. The real question is, can the Panthers outskate and outdefend against the Oilers' offensive juggernauts? You have to look past McDavid and Draisaitl and realize they're a pretty damn good team. So, yeah, I guess everyone has been talking about how Matthew Tkachuk once again is facing off against the Edmonton Oilers. So, no block. When asked about Florida having been in the final oh so recently, he said, yeah, experience is good. I don't know how much experience is beneficial. You can ask the Buffalo Bills how important Super Bowl experience is. But I think the most important thing is just having confidence in playing. When our guys are playing their best, they should have a lot of confidence. Matthew Tkachuk says, last year we just rode that high all the way to the finals. It is a very even keel, chill approach. Guys are coming to work every day, working as hard as they can, expecting that from the next guy. Everyone is bought in. We're taking it day by day and trying to take care of your day. We're doing that really well right now. Let's see. But Charo, I did not hear Justin Simmons might go to the Dolphins. So, John, it is early, John, but I would have to assume that Okposo and Lorentz are probably going to be on the fourth line for game one. I mean, we won 3 straight games with them in the lineup. Icy says, I like what Ekblad said. The reporter asked how you stop McDavid, and Eki said there is no stopping him. Just need to be aware of him when he's on the ice. At least he's honest. Let's see. Chris asks, can we just get to this Saturday already? So yeah. We've still got about 2 days and almost exactly 2 days and 8 hours to go. So 2 1/3 days before the puck drops in Amarant Bank Arena. Hello, Metallic Coaster. Let's see. Guido is glad we got home ice. Yeah. Well, hopefully the Panthers get off to a strong start in the series at home. Dietrich asks 450 worth it for game 1.
Hello. Wakey, Kyle. Huh?
Well,
come on, man. Let's go. I'm the one that's up with the dog all night, not you. Huh? I'm right here, buddy. I'm right here. You okay? All right.
Let's see. Oh. Lane Lambert was hired by the Maple Leafs.
Oh, okay.
The ex-Islanders coach. Gotcha. That's the coach the Islanders fired in the middle of his second year. At the time of his dismissal, the Islanders were 19, 15, and 11 amid a 4-game losing streak. So the Leafs' answer is apparently a Lane Lambert. Oh, also, Joe Pavelski said that he will not play next season.
Yeah, I think I seen that on Nick's channel, something about he's going to retire, right?
Well, he did not outright say he was retiring, but he did say, this is it for me.
Okay. It sounds like retirement. All right, let me come over here and save you.
Let's see. Bolvar says it's a good thing the finals are on. Well, the finals don't start until Saturday.
Is he talking about NBA?
Oh yeah, the NBA finals are tonight.
I'm right here for you.
Game 1 between the Mavs and the Celtics. Sergei Bobrovsky says, morning, folks. Hey, Kyle, if you see Maurice, let him know. I'm running late today and got passed by Publix.
I'm right here. Take your treat, okay? You got to let Kyle and I do what we're doing, okay? Oh, my God.
Let's see. Praga says Pavelski might pull a Parise, show up mid-season and say, hey, I've been conditioning. Who wants me on a short contract?
Yeah. He might. All right, so I'll go back to the thing.
Hang on a second.
Okay.
All right, I'm back.
Okay. And just close that out so it doesn't screw up our Wi-Fi or our internet, whatever you want to call it. All right, so I only want to say this once, and then we move on.
That's the nicest Jaws and I have the same shirt on.
I wonder where you got it. We're closing in on what's likely to last month, maybe 2 months, with Fluffy. So where it's getting a little rough. It was a rough night, couple nights in a row. When the humidity gets bad outside, he's having a lot of trouble with getting enough oxygen. And so we're adding in some things to what we're doing for him to make him more comfortable and all of that. But I'm gonna get him. He swears up and down, no problem through the finals. He swears no problem. But after that, maybe he gets one last burst. Sometimes a dog will get one last burst, but he might also say, "That's it," and just not wake up one morning. So if I seem a little distracted at times or just not as sharp, I'm here with him 24/7 downstairs. Kyle gives me some breaks. Karen's helping out, but I like that skit video I did the other day. It was 2 minutes. It took me 2 hours to edit it. Because every time I sit in this chair to edit, he lays over there and whines and cries until I come lay down with him. So that's where I'm at. That's where we're at. I just didn't want anybody to get shocked if they see a video or a post one day. So that's where we're at. All right.
All right.
Move on.
Well, the whole rumor about Chris Knobloch comparing us to the Bills, he basically was answering a question about the Panthers having experience so recently with being in the finals.
Right.
Said something to the effect of, experience is great. Can learn a lot. Ask the Bills how valuable experience is.
Right.
So
yeah, it's a weird.
He casually just roasted the Bills, like he threw some shade at them.
It's a weird and I see the comments. I appreciate that, guys. It's a weird analogy to make, right?
Yeah.
Like we went once. Like if we had been 2-3 times, there's a lot of teams that went once and didn't win. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a weird analogy to make. But I don't think these guys need any more. I don't think they need any more motivation. You know what I mean? I think they have complete tunnel vision after what happened last year. And I know Oilers fans are really, really confident. Yeah, you're going through the same thing with your lab. Yeah, it's. I didn't. Ellie just died in middle of March, right? So we had about 2 weeks after Ellie passes when he had to stop going upstairs, and then we got about another month of going to the river, and then he won't get in the van anymore. So,
well, what's funny about that quote is the Panthers are one of 3 teams in the past 40 years.
Is it 3? I thought I read 2, but if it's 3, it's 3. Maybe we're the third team.
We're the third team.
Right.
One of 3 teams in the past 40 years to make it right back to the finals after losing the finals the previous year. Everyone knows about the 2008 Penguins.
Right.
But the first team to do it, ironically, the 1984 Oilers.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
that's very interesting.
Trey says Oilers fans think they're the physical team.
I mean, I've seen some comments. I'm just, you know what I mean? I don't have the mental energy to argue with anybody in the comments at this point, At this point, when you're laying on the floor with your dog, you're just kind of like, okay, well, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. You know what I mean? I don't, and maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's a good thing. This time last year, I was so emotionally invested in the prediction. So maybe it's better for me for it to go through this way. But look, the Oilers did what they did, right? I hear you, buddy. Just hold on. The Oilers did what they came back from. Was it 0-10, 1-11, whatever?
It was like, well, yeah, they lost to the Sharks.
Right. So I mean,
everything was screwed.
Yeah, I mean, I give them credit for pulling that off, no doubt. Somebody made a comment about Vancouver and their forecheck and all that. And while that's not untrue, Vancouver lost their goalie. You know what I mean? And I just have a feeling that, we played well. We played good enough against Tampa and we played good enough against Boston. But those last 3 games against the Rangers, we're getting better and better and better. And inside each game, we're getting better and better and better. That's right, Trey. You're right. They lost 2 goals. So hold on. So I think all the streams and all the times when we're like, don't worry, they're saving it for the playoffs. Don't worry, we're saving it for the playoffs. I think now, being that we're healthy and we've got all the depth, Maurice can tell these guys, look, block shots. If we've got like 4 reserves in every offensive position, and I know you don't want to lose your big guys, right? But I think now it would not surprise me if we have a big explosion of energy saved up for this. We are not almost on empty on the gas tank like we were at this point last year. Our playoff engine really only started to really look like we kind of wanted it to those last 3 games against the Rangers. So I really feel like if the Oilers fans are basing it upon about how we kind of look throughout the playoffs so far, I think they might be a little bit surprised that we all know we've seen this team play at a higher level. Like the last 3 Ranger games are as close as we've seen to them playing to what we think their capabilities are. But there's still another gear that they haven't gotten to, and I think that's what we're fixing to see.
Eyes and Knights, I wanted to ask him, are those official finalists for the Utah?
You asking me?
No, I'm asking Eyes, because he said the NHL Utah named finalists Blizzard, Yeti, Hockey Club, Mammoth, Outlaws, and Phenom. What the hell is Hockey Club doing them on that list? That's like the clown with the army soldiers.
Why would Hockey Club even be on the list with all these other good names?
Yeah, do you really want the NHL equivalent of Washington football team? Like, seriously.
Why did Vancouver lost their goalie, top 2D and 3 forwards? Gotcha.
Corey Perry gets to Stanley Cup final with 5th different team, currently 1-3.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, football team, exactly, right?
You can vote on them now. Where?
Oh, I suppose that's on Twitter. He probably
my vote's probably going to Mammoth. Because
Yeti.
Mammoth mascot, though.
Right, the mammoth mascot. Yeah, what did I want?
You wanted
Sasquatch. I wanted Salt Lake Sasquatch. That's what I wanted. Nobody else said that, so probably because I wanted it. It immediately got sucked out of the ethers. I will say one thing about the next 2 or 3 weeks. My favorite part, other than winning the cup in the next 2 or 3 weeks, is getting to shave. Oh, I can't wait to get to shave. This sucks.
They can't use Salt Lake. Why not? Oh, Colby says, I'm so happy low-quality Bruins fans somehow saw your video.
Yeah, Colby, I saw that. Yeah, I had left some comments on his videos during the series with Boston. So hopefully next year we can get together and collaborate. I think him and I would do a pretty good skit at some point. Watch your foot. You're in the cord. No big deal. They can't use Salt Lake. Fluffy, I'm right here, bud. All right, thank you, Eyes.
Yeah, you tag me in the vote.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spam vote for.
You're gonna spam vote.
Maybe they'll be smart and not allow you to spam vote.
Oh, legal reason they can't use Salt Lake for some federal reasons is protected or something. Awesome. Everything's got to get ruined by lawyers. I'll bring you some peanuts, all right? Hold on. This is the thing now. Whether I'm sitting here working or whatever I'm doing, I got about a 10-minute, 15-minute window before he starts whining and crying at me. Come on. Take these, okay? All right? Okay?
So
the good news is that we're supposed to get some weather over the next 10 days starting tomorrow. That's going to be way much less humidity. And that's the biggest thing for him right now. Is he can't get enough oxygen in, and when it's humid, it's a lot worse.
Okay, voting runs until
Okay. Great. So. Yeah, they had that name before the legality issues. That's so weird, but it is what it is. So, what are we hoping for? The Utah Mammoth? Or that's what you want?
That's my vote.
Now, are they doing Mammoth or Mammoths?
No, it's Mammoth.
The Utah Mammoth. I see.
I'm pretty sure Mammoth is also plural.
Okay, I see. Interesting.
Let's see.
Utah football team, right?
Utah Sarvers.
There's Dana. Says, I already booked my flight and hotel I'm going to go. I'm just debating on how I'm going to approach the prices and what I'm going to do. I guess I'm going to wing it. Well, have fun, Dana. Whew. Right? I think Lucas is going to be there for game 2. He did a video. Lucas from Rats on the Ice put out a short video yesterday. Just touching base on things. He's going to be there for the second game. So that's Tuesday. Matthias is going to be here for game 1. So I got to go pick him up tomorrow. So Matthias will be here game 1. And then the following week, he'll be here. I think it's game 5. And then, of course, if there's any games where the Panthers could win the cup, I'll make sure he's here for that.
True says, can we play some puck already?
Right?
Are you not excited for Mavericks and Celtics game 1 tonight?
Oh, man.
Well, Mavericks fans, you better find some way to counteract the "we want Boston" curse, because it literally took out almost every team.
Right.
Like, the Celtics are getting another one of those runs where literally everybody they're playing is injured.
I see.
The Celtics.
Says the Panthers win the series when Maurice let them. Dang, chat goes too fast now. But that's a good thing. Says Jaws that the Panthers win the series when Maurice let them touch the cup, or will it be a jinx for next year? No, they're all going to be kissing that cup. They're all going to be kissing that cup. I keep waiting for the team to reach out to me and tell me that they're going to send the cup for Fluffy to take a picture with them. But for some reason, they don't like me. Like, even though there was a thread where I said I'm waiting for you guys to follow me, and a bunch of people, said something in response. It didn't. The team. There's clearly a message from somewhere up higher to not interact with me, because it's everybody. It's anybody associated with the team won't even like a tweet, won't even like a reply to their own tweet if I said it. It's crazy. So I just gonna be the more that they ignore me, the more I'm gonna engage with them and make them look stupid.
Mushroom Merchant is hoping for 2006 all over again. Oilers losing to a Southern-based U.S. team.
Right.
Yeah.
Slacking on the DMs to the lady. Right? Yeah, Kyle. Come on, man. They're certainly not going to answer me right now with this beard and everything, but you look like Barkov. You got like Barkov's exact beard. There's no help. He's no help. Praga, no, exactly. That your statement there is accurate. Not even Randy or Jameson. Which it has to be from somewhere up higher. I don't like that guy, so don't interact with him. I've even reached out to a couple people and asked them, "Hey, man, could somebody just tell me if this is the case?" And they won't even give private message. A couple people be like, "Is this my imagination, or will people not?" And no response to that either. So I'm just going to be a massive pain in the ass. Eventually, my goal is just basically eventually be so big that it's not them ignoring me, it's me ignoring them. The only way to handle life. Go ahead, Kyle.
Eyes and Ice says, I bet if Kyle walked around South Florida right now, he'd be mistaken for Barkov.
You got Barkov's beard. Barkov is what, 6'1", right? No, Barkov's bigger than that. Let me see.
Zachary says it's because your Zeno bit is too spot on.
I wish it was that, but it's been this way for a couple of years. I hear you.
Barkov is 6'3", according
6'3". Okay, yeah. So you're a little bit shorter than Barkov.
Strafossi says, I listened to the Kuiper and Bourne show from Toronto, and yesterday they had a former scout on from the Panthers, and he talks about how Dale Talon is one of the big reasons why we are where we are. I mean, technically that's correct.
Yeah, no, definitely, yeah.
Is that the scouts that got fired during the purge of 2016? You know, the scout that had helped draft Barkov and Ekblad and then got tossed aside for the analytics guys?
Yeah. I think I see a super chat. That's got to be MJ.
Let's see. Give me a second.
Yeah, Fluffy, I hear you, bud.
Jaws might have to do with legality if they back you or associated with them. If anything spicy happens, they might take a hit.
Right. I mean, here's the thing. If I could understand it, I just want somebody to be an adult to be like, hey man, this is why. That's it. Short and sweet. But since they won't do that, I'm going to be annoying about it, because if just be an adult and communicate, especially when I'm asking them the question. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not asking to be on anybody's show or anything like that. It's just obvious. Like, even the media guys won't even respond to a tweet or whatever. So it is what it is. And if somebody had told me that it was on purpose, that, hey, Sifu doesn't like you, or Viola or Caldwell has said don't interact with this guy. Okay, I can totally understand that, but just be adult about it and tell me. You know what I mean? That's all. Go ahead.
So MJ, thank you for the 20.
MJ, thank you, MJ. Thank you, bud.
Hey, Joss and Kyle. Hope everyone is having a good week. I saw Maryland had tornadoes.
Yeah.
Hope everything is okay.
Yep.
Utah's hockey name is now down to Blizzard Hockey Club, Mammoth Outlaws, Venom, and Yeti.
Gotcha. No, we had tornadoes that way, and then in the morning we had tornadoes that way. there was tornadoes but we were in between, which is good because last year the tornado went right down the driveway, and so I'm okay. It literally it touched. There's 3 houses on our drive, and there's a long driveway, and the tornado touched down in the back house's backyard, came out, knocked down one of her trees. It went right along the gravel driveway all the way, and then right before it got to the power line, it just sucked back up and was gone.
Did you actually see it, or
I saw, heard it. I mean, that's that's the only Jen's husband had seen it touch down in the yard, in his yard. But then when you saw where the damage was, I mean, that was what it did.
Yeah,
it just went right down the driveway, and then it had to have gone up because that's where the damage stopped, right before the electric.
I wonder if there would actually have been any reports of that. When was this, last year?
It was last year, yeah.
Let's see. So
thank you again, MJ. Hey, Eyes, thank you, buddy. Thank you, bud.
Says they're under orders not to talk to you after Ekblad blocked you on Twitter.
Yeah. Hey, at this point, I actually hope they're under those orders and can't tell me, because then I get to be annoying, and that's entertainment for me.
Guido has been a member for a month.
Bud. Thank you, Guido.
Says, go Panthers, sending my prayers and love for Fluffy.
Now, I will be back with the podcast tomorrow. I tried to do it this morning. I tried to sit in the chair and do it this morning, and he just was not allowing me to record anything. So if that continues, I'll have to have Kyle come down so I can go upstairs and record it like I used to. So life is coming at me fast. Let me see. What did Kenneth say?
If it is the case you're told not to talk to you, I bet there are some incognito members here who suggested your Chucky trick.
Maybe Zito saw that I predicted the trade and he told them to ignore me because he didn't want me to come take his job. What's James say?
This is a story I've not heard. Fluffy, did you see that urinating trees Rangers vid had to be pulled down because Trouba tweeted that criticism of his play against Florida was making him suicidal like that golfer?
I didn't see the urinating tree. I saw somebody yesterday told me about it, and then I meant to go look at it and I couldn't because I was dealing with Fluffy. So this morning I woke up and I actually saw Paul from the locker room had done a video about it, and I clicked on it and he had removed the video because he wasn't happy with how he did it. But so then I went to Twitter and I saw what Jacob Trouba had said, and it's really weird because I'm not one that's ever going to stick up for spitting chicklets. You guys know that. The point that the guy was trying to make, first he criticized Trouba's play. And then the point that he was trying to make was that his wife works in neuroscience and that maybe Trouba should talk to his wife about the effect that elbows and stuff like that, concussions, would have on somebody in terms of, suicide and everything like that. He probably shouldn't have dragged the dude's wife into the situation, right? But then Trouba retweeted that with this comment about the suicide, and you can't tell from the tweet whether his complaint is that he's saying guys would get suicidal over criticism, or if he's talking about if he's upset that the Spittin' Chicklets guy brought his wife into the conversation. He doesn't really give a lot of context to why he retweeted that part of the it's hard to figure out what Trouba is trying to say there, because leaving out the wife part, right, it is a viable reason, a viable thing to say, well, if you're all worried about concussions, maybe don't keep elbowing guys in the head, right? I think that's viable. I think if Trouba explained what he was trying to say, I think more people would probably agree with him. But just the way that he worded the tweet and in the context of the video, it's really hard to figure out what he was exactly saying. But I didn't see Urinating Tree's video on it, and I didn't know anything about it getting taken down.
Well, yeah, go ahead. Urinating Tree had apparently, I had heard that he did Congrats Rangers, but then it got pulled after less than an hour. I mean, it's a shame because I was looking forward to Congrats Rangers.
But was it just because he was criticizing Trouba?
I don't know. I thought it might have got taken down because of a copyright issue or something, which is usually what happened, the reason why a video gets pulled that fast.
Yeah, it's very, very, I mean, I don't even, like I said, the last person I'm going to stick up for is anybody on Spittin' Chicklets because they say some stupid things, right? But, okay, so he probably should not have brought Trouba's wife into it. But then again, the context of it is Trouba's wife works with that in that field. So, look, on one hand, you got people say you should leave everybody's family out of it. And then on the other hand, every time Travis Kelce blew his nose, there's Taylor Swift, right? So is it because she's famous that it's okay to, you know what I mean? So it's a lot of contradictory stuff. And I'm just glad he's not our captain because that's kind of a messy situation. Why Urinating Trees video would get taken down? I mean, what are we going to get to the point where we can't criticize the players? I'm in trouble. If that happens, I'm screwed. Hey, MJ, thank you, MJ. Thank you, bud. And then go back up and read what everybody has to say.
Says, I watched movie Major League the other night, and there's a scene where Jake Taylor said, well, then I guess there's only one thing left to do. And Roger Dorn says, what's that? And Joke says, win the whole fucking thing.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so scroll up a little bit. Thank you again, MJ. Thank you, bud. I just want to see what he has to say because I know I spoke for a little bit.
Let's see.
Yeah, okay, start with Trey's. Oh, hey, Trey, that's funny. He says the funny thing about the Pasha rant is that he looks like Trocheck. So if you're just kind of glancing on the TV, yeah, it sounds like Trocheck. He does a little bit, right? Trocheck can't. I mean, that's why he got upset about he wasn't happy with Barkov getting the captain. He thought he should get the captain. At least that's what I was told through the grapevine. Who knows? They might be feeding me bad information. That'll be the next thing is the Panthers will hire somebody to feed me bad information and make me look stupid. That'd be funny.
Zachary asks, do you think this series gets more physical than the Rangers series?
I don't know. I don't watch Edmonton enough to know. I can go by what their fans say, but according to their fans, they've already won 5 cups just in the last 2 weeks. You know,
Jonathan Baxter, thank you for the 5.
Hey, thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, bud.
Says, thank you guys for the unique content. Best wishes. Let's go finish the job.
Much appreciated. Yeah. Does any thoughts on the Miami Herald columnist? Can you?
That angered all of Canada for saying that McDavid was overrated.
Oh, now why? Who was that? Is that Dwork? Is that the guy? Is he the one that works for the Miami Herald? I don't know because none of them will talk to me. That's funny though. Why would he say that? Cool. I mean, that's kind of like saying Marino's overrated. It's like, yeah, they haven't won a championship, but I can appreciate. I mean, you watch McDavid on the ice, he's just like, jeez, he's clearly far and away the best player in the league. And he can do things on skates that, there's just no denying it,
Collins says, "What do you think about the Oilers' penalty kill?"
I think we need to win the series 5-on-5. The way that it went with the Rangers series is definitely an anomaly. I mean, our power play was cooking, right? We need to win. We need to keep that series 5-on-5. What I'm really interested in is, okay, we know we're going to try to skate them to death, and this kind of goes to somebody's question up above. But are the Panthers going to try to get extra physical with them? And if we do, are the refs going to allow it? Right? What kind of series are we going to get? How are those calls going to go? You know, if McDavid is trying to slide through the crease and Montour flattens him or hip checks him. Remember the couple of penalties Montour got for tripping with a hip check? Stuff like that. You know, that'll be a big part of the series is if the refs aren't going to allow us to be physical with them, that's a problem. You know, we will have to not be physical. We can't force it then, right? So we'll just have to test it out in game one. And I know there's different refs and everything, but hopefully they just let everybody play. Go ahead, Kyle. I can't read it, so I need
to see it.
Oh, Kenneth on the Dark podcast. Yeah. I was talking about Ekblad. I was just saying, just stay back. I don't want to see Ekblad pass center ice, let alone the blue line, let alone center ice. Just whenever there's a 2-on-1 or whatever it is, when the camera pans to the Panthers side, I just want to see Ekblad already there, standing there in front of Bob. Because the last thing we want to see is Ekblad having to chase anybody on the Oilers.
Zachary says, after doing the adults learn to play, I can confirm NHL players have superpowers with some of the moves they can pull off.
Right? What's that? Hey, Cuban. Thank you, Cuban. Thank you, bud.
So Sam Reinhart is going to win MVP.
Interesting. It'll all come out in the wash, right?
Brandon says, Drake bet on the Oilers to win the series. Our chances of winning just went to the moon.
Hey, Jameson, how you doing, bud? Hey, Jameson, how do you like the use of that the Canucks scarf? What do you think about that from the other day? Thank you again, Cuban. Here, scroll up. There's stuff we missed. Wake up. Huh? You've had 3 days off. What are you doing? You should be jumping up and down on the couch like Tom Cruise. I love this team.
Let's see. Nate says, I feel like Skinner's going to play like Shesterkin. Too many people underestimating, but regardless, I still feel confident. But you think Skinner's going to be lights out?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to disparage Skinner because he has played well, but they haven't really faced. I don't know how it went against Vancouver in terms I didn't watch a lot of the games. But from what we covered the Star series, and Skinner wasn't like really tested the way that the Panthers were tested. Dallas was one and done a lot. They literally looked like they face planted into the wall in the middle of game 4. Like it just the whole series changed. So, and look, Swayman allowed 3 goals in the last 2 games, and we still won the series. Shesterkin either allowed 3 or 4 goals in the last 2 games, and we won both games. So we can beat a team if they're playing lights out in goaltending. Excuse me, I'm gonna go give Puppy a second. I'm coming. Why are you crying?
Also gotta watch out for Zach Hyman, 50 goals.
Yeah. I mean, they got some guys. Come here. What's your matter with you?
Neil thinks Forsling and Ekblad should be defending the McDavid line. I think you're going to make my dad.
Well, they have to.
Yeah.
That's why I said Ekblad just stay back.
Yeah, Ekblad.
You just we need to have a shot collar. I think we've already done this, but it wasn't with Ekblad. Was it with Ekblad? It might have been. We just got to have a shot collar on him. Anytime he gets past our defensive circles, he gets a little buzz. and then if he goes past our blue line, just shock him.
Yeah.
Either that or a leash.
Yeah.
One of those stretchy leashes where he's got to really work to get past the circles and he can't get past the blue line at all. One of those two, that's the solution.
Kenneth says all Hyman goals are within 18 inches of the net. Just move him.
I see.
Orlando says Bennett is going to bury some goals. Yeah, if Bennett wants to score a bunch of goals again, that'd be awesome. So, yeah, game one is on Saturday, and
now remember that game starts at noon.
Now
It's a matinee.
Nate asks, is anyone in the chat flying to Edmonton to catch a game?
I think Dana is.
Data. Let's see. It would be very interesting to see how will Darnell Nurse play against us? How will guys like Hyman and Brown, is it? Or am I thinking of...
No, I think you're Connor Brown, right? That you're talking about?
Well, there's also Corey Perry.
Corey Perry, yes. I know Trey is going to be all over the Corey Perry angle.
Big task at hand, says go Power Rangers. The only thing that might be going the Rangers' way is apparently Urinating Tree as pulls down Congrats Rangers for whatever reason. Maybe it is related to what Trouba said.
Right. I think Trouba needs to be a little bit more specific about what he's saying. Because if he's talking about players getting suicidal over criticism over the internet, I'm not sure a cryptic tweet is the way to address that. You know what I mean?
Jameson, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I don't. If that's what he's saying, then just say it. Don't put it out that way where I'm objectively looking at it and reading it, and I can't figure out if that's what he's saying or if he's pissed off that the dude brought his wife into the conversation. And the criticism wasn't like over the top. I mean, he was viably critical, right? Certainly nothing worse than I've ever said. I just don't have the audience listening.
Jameson says, honestly, it's the Oilers' power play that worries me the most. Nightmare material, especially in the latter parts of power play. They killed the Canucks in the final 30 seconds.
Right. Hey, MJ, thank you, MJ.
Thank you. Says, who would you put on your Mount Rushmore of Panthers? Says Kachuk, Reinhardt, Verhaeghe, and Bob. Sure, others may disagree with him.
Oh, that's tough.
Where is Barkov?
Yeah, if you're putting 4 on there, you've got to have one old school guy.
Yeah, Nate, I'm also disappointed I missed Congrats Rangers.
You got to have one old school guy. If you're gonna have you can't all 4 be from the same. Honestly, Billy Lindsay.
Hey,
I know I'm biased, but the dude scored the goal that won our first playoff series. I would say Van Beesbrook, but he's a little bit too divisive with some of the comments and things he's done. So if you're going to have one old school guy, it would have to be Billy Lindsay. I mean, the dude is still there banging the drum and doing the radio.
Hey, John, thank you for the 10.
Hey, thank you, John. Thank you, bud.
Says, don't get me wrong, guys.
Thank you, John.
These sports reporters down here only give Panthers the time of day because we are in the finals, they wouldn't know Sam Reinhart from Tyreek Hill.
Did y'all see Bill Zito was on Pat McAfee? Zito was on, Kachuk was on a couple of times, and then Zito was on Pat McAfee the other day. That's how I get them. That's the goal. We become the Tom Grossi of hockey, two-headed Tom Grossi of hockey, right? Then we're on the Pat McAfee show, and then we are what's the word I'm looking for? Going above the heads of the Panthers. We go above their heads. You see what I'm saying, right? And then it's like, well, you know, if they want to ignore us, that's fine because we're on the Pat McAfee show. See what I'm saying? Oh, by the way, don't you got a skit coming out tomorrow? We never wrote that. We didn't talk about that.
No,
we've been kind of you're toast, huh?
Well, I mean, Matthias is coming.
He's not gonna be here till tomorrow afternoon, but it's tough because you got to be down here for the dogs. It is what it is. I'm gonna have something probably with Paul from the locker room coming out tomorrow. I just haven't been able to haven't been able to have a normal week of content because, well, you hear it.
Perry has 187 more goals than Okposo.
Nate says, I recommend muting ESPN and listening to Doug and Billy on Panthers Radio. Yeah, but it's hard to line up though, right? I mean, we have to do what we're doing anyway, and that's really the hardest thing is getting the audio to line up with the video.
So how many physical aggressive games are we going to have? Like,
I don't know. It depends on what the refs are going to allow. If they're going to allow us to be rough with them, which I have a feeling they're not, right? We'll know early. Lomberg's going to go out there and whack somebody, and they're either going to call it or they're not. And if they call it, then I'm sure they'll say, okay, plan B, just skate them to death, right? Ring says clap as soon as you hit record for a lineup marker.
What?
No, he's talking about lining up the audio. No, I'm talking about if we're live streaming and it's, you know, if like we have the video on the TV, but trying to line up the radio audio. That's what I mean.
J. Chuck the Rhino says, how many games do you think the final is going to go to?
I said Panthers in 5.
You what?
That's what I said. That ain't even what the puppets told me. I said Panthers in 5. I will accept 6.
Yeah, I was gonna say Panthers in 6. Since
I'm not disrespecting Edmonton with that. I just have a sneaky feeling that I'm going to be sitting there going, they really were saving it for the playoffs. I just feel like there's another gear. We saw it in Game 6 against the Rangers a little bit.
Yeah,
and that's just how I feel about it. You know what I mean? I think Edmonton is a little bit in the same position we were in last year. Remember, we were sure we were winning last year, right? There wasn't any doubt. Hey, MJ, thank you, MJ.
Thank you, MJ. Said, what would you do at the Stanley Cup if you could spend a day with it?
Oh, all I can get is this vision of me on the kayak with the cup tied to the kayak and like catching and filling the cup with water and catching fish and like taking them up and then having the fish land and then take the hook off and have a bunch of fish swimming around inside the cup tied up to the kayak. Yeah. That's probably why the team won't talk to me, shit like that.
Only problem is the cup is like almost 30 pounds of sterling silver.
So you could do that. No. The kayak is kind of like a 350-pound weight limit. I don't weigh that much.
No, I mean the cup itself would sink into the water.
No, you tie it to you put it because the front of the kayak is flat.
I see.
And you just place the cup on top of it. You bungee cord the sucker on there. It ain't gonna go anywhere. Yeah, and you have it upright, right? No, the kayak wouldn't sink. Yeah, I mean you got the water in the cup. It'll work. Send the cup. I'll try it out. It'll make for good content. If it sinks, I'll jump into the water and get it. It's only 2 feet deep, 3 feet deep, 4 at high tide. It ain't going anywhere. John says, did I see Super Bowl week when Tom Grossi shook Roger Goodell's hand? Grossi had a watch in his right hand prior to shaking the commissioner's hand. Really? Interesting. No, I did not see that.
So, yeah, I read all the quotes from the players from Jameson already.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But it's interesting that the Lane.
Oh, geez, it's been an hour already.
Lane Lambert.
I feel like it's been a lot shorter. Okay, I guess that's why you're. I see. Huh?
Well, I'm just trying to.
Are you desperate to get out there and mow grass?
No.
Is that what it is? Huh?
Nice try.
Oh, bark off. Huh? Or should I call you Sasha? What the hell is that? Oh, it's a gnat. All right, we'll give it 5 more minutes. We got a lot of people here. Yeah, there you go, John. No prediction. Just win 4 games, please. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Derek would want to drink out of the cup, but that would be in the locker room afterwards. Yep. Oh, we're here again.
Yeah.
We're absolutely here again. MJ says caution, get a summer job mowing people's grass. He does have a summer job mowing people's grass. Our people's. He's not a fan. He's not a fan. He was so happy when he thought I was getting a riding lawnmower. So was I.
Hello, Patrick. How you doing? So,
hey, Patrick. Where'd you go?
I wanted to see if there was anything new on.
Oh, okay. All right. Kyle clearly needs another day or two to get his energy level back up. That's okay. There's no wrong with that.
Yeah, I don't think you had heard these quotes.
Okay, no. Some of them I probably haven't.
Ekblad on preparing for Edmonton. We're both going to be watching video. They'll know exactly what we've got going on, and we'll know exactly what they've got going on. They're dynamic. Their skill is incredible, obviously. It's going to be an interesting series.
You know, the one thing that everything else set aside, and this is obviously if, right? But if Bobrovsky is in the zone and Skinner has some nerves being the first time in the cup, that could be quick. It could be quick. That's an if, right? There's a big difference between Skinner has been playing better and there's a big difference between that and, finishing out a cup. But then there's Darcy Kemper and Aiden Hill. So we'll see.
Lundell's on facing the Oilers. We all know how good they are. They have some really top guys, superstars there. We just need to be aware of them.
Yeah.
Same way as we had to be aware of top guys in the earlier series. We're just trying to get ourselves ready.
Yep. Yeah, I think I had seen those yesterday.
Kachuk on trying to slow down McDavid, Draisaitl. It's a group effort, never one person. We've got a really good defensive team here. I think that just speaks to how 20 guys have bought into it. It's got to be group. We've got guys that can skate.
Yep. All right, kiddo. All right, everybody. I'm going to let Kyle get some food. What, are you hungry? Huh?
Yep. I mean, I do have to take some food out for later.
Yeah, you need to eat something. I'll say. All right, everybody. Thank you all for joining us very much. Appreciate all of the super chats. And I'm not sure if I'll have a video out later. It just depends on if I can get some work done with Fluffy hanging out with him. I will have a podcast back out tomorrow. I will have at least one video out tomorrow. And then, of course, Saturday morning, I'll record my normal thing that I do in the recap room before the series starts. And we will be live tomorrow at noon. And I'm gonna give Kyle some coffee this time before noon. All right. Okay. All right, everybody. We appreciate you all.
All right.
And we'll see you guys again tomorrow.
All right. See you tomorrow.
Okay. I'm here.
That's the next stream is tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow noon.
Okay.